So, sorry about that. So, it's been years I bought a new shirt. This shirt was bought one of my exes bought this shirt for me last 3 years. Don't trust anyone. There are times where people have promised to help me.
Okay.
And all of a sudden.
Hello everyone. Welcome to Eqay Inspire YouTube channel. My name is Ebenezer Agbequist, as you know. And as I keep telling you, I believe that everybody's life has enough lessons stuffed in it to transform another person's life. So today I'm at the premises of a very ambitious and inspiring young man who will be sharing his story with me. He has a lot of interesting things you don't want to miss. First of all, he started his online restaurant as a guy in this female-dominated business with 500 cedis, and he keeps it going, and it's his main source of income, and is making a living on that. So we'll get into how interesting that is. He's also a guy who advocates for abstinence. I want to find out why. It's a very interesting conversation, and trust me, I'm never going to bring you any interview that will not teach you a lot of lessons. So stay tuned. When we are back, I'll introduce him to you. You can even see him in the background already. I'll introduce him to you officially, and then we'll get into the conversation. You don't want to miss anything. Catch you. Okay, so Kelvin, you're welcome to Eqay Inspire YouTube channel.
Thank you.
So you are the CEO of Second Partner Foods Limited.
Yeah.
Your name is correct, right?
Yeah, Second Partner Fast Foods.
Okay.
Yeah, Fast Foods Limited.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you finished UCC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2017.
2017. Yeah. I actually finished KMST 2017.
Okay.
So you're my great, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to capture the point where you started with 500 cedis and how you've been able to keep it going from there, because it's inspiring. So just share that with me.
Okay, so quick one with my entrepreneurship journey. It all started in UCC.
Okay.
Though I'm coming from a family where they're into business, small business and all that. Yeah, so I had that training right from the infant stage of my life. Yeah, so when I go to UCC, I decided to set up some of my business ideas, like execute them or that. So the whole entrepreneurship journey started in UCC.
Okay.
And what happened was that by then I was still facing capital issues too as well. Mm-hmm. So I went as far as using even my hostel money to set up some of the businesses, where I had to lie to the hostel manager that, my parents are in America and money is not coming lately, so you should give me time. It took me like a whole full semester, like 2 semesters to even pay that one.
Wow.
Yeah, the business still failed.
Wow.
Yeah, so fast forward, 2017 I graduated. My national service I did in the private sector in a financial firm. Mm-hmm. So I was a field coordinator coordinating 12 people during my NSS. Then I was promoted to be a credit officer in the branch that I was.
Wow.
Until the banking crisis,
right?
Yes, started. So I lost my job actually.
Wow.
Yeah, in 2019 August, I lost my job. So I told myself that, you know what, food business is one of my passions. Okay, I really love cooking because I love serving people, and I started cooking.
Okay, wait. You love cooking?
Yeah.
So it's something that you will say it's your passion. You grew up.
Yeah, I grew up with, because I think when I was around 11, 12, I was cooking jollof for my mom.
Interesting.
That was the first meal that I was an expert in.
Wait, is it that maybe you grew up among women who...
Yeah, I grew up as a single parenting and all that.
Okay.
Yes, and the thing is that I come from a family where you will not be sitting at the home watching TV while you're in the kitchen.
Okay,
you have to be part, you have to be involved. So fetch water, bring me salt and all that. It's more like do this, but I was learning from what they were doing.
Okay. So one lesson is that allow your male children to go into the kitchen.
Exactly.
Because they can learn a lot.
My late grandma used to tell me that, what the whole bro? I didn't understand until I got to the university and I realized that, you know what, you need to cook for yourself.
Okay.
And some of your roommates didn't know how to cook at all.
Look at that.
All the time they have to buy outside meals. And all that. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
So at the point, the business used to be called Second Wife. Because at the point, I was the one cooking for them and their girlfriends.
Oh,
I come through, so
I see. Okay, so yeah, you finished.
UCC.
You were in your banking sector,
Yeah.
then it collapsed.
Yeah.
Then you had to start something.
Yes. So I told myself and the family that I really wanted to focus on my business ideas. I really wanted to. They were not happy about this because they realized that I'm just so young. Go get a job. I'm like, no, I really want to start this food business again. Yeah. So 2019, what happened was that the compensation came at a 3 month salary or so. So I decided to use that to invest in the food business. So around 2019, November, December, I started the whole food business. So it was going well. I mean, for the first 2 months, I had my first 100 orders using Facebook and promoting it online.
Wow.
By then, I was focused more on Facebook, so I was getting more orders from that part. Now, December 25th, 24th, 25th, 26th, I was admitted, but I had overworked and my. As long as you alone have the dream and you alone have the vision, so you are always ready to go the extra mile.
Yeah.
You know, though it's not advisable, but even if it affects your health, you just don't care. It's the passion in you, the desire to do something, to solve a problem in the society. You know, for entrepreneurs, all we do is to solve problems. So I saw a need in the food industry. So that was what I wanted to solve, the delivery part, and also fast food being always junk, known as junk. So I wanted to provide a healthy fast food. You know,
Awesome.
So that was the whole thing that I wanted to do. Yeah. So what happened was that I was admitted. So my family told me, you know what, we are not going to allow you to continue this business unless you find someone to help you.
You
know. So January 2020, I started pitching to investors, and because of my earlier rejections, by then I've had like 55 rejections. Both local and international. I love to pitch my business.
Yeah, hard work.
It's not an easy job.
How do you even get these people to pitch to? You know,
sometimes LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere. For me, unless I don't see you that you're a big person or something.
Okay. Wow, that's another big lesson.
Yeah.
You have to reach out to people.
You know, you have to.
Because you never know.
I've been to several offices where I didn't even meet the CEO, but I had to go and wait. I had to book an appointment and all that. I've met CEOs that will tell you that you hear from us. Some will tell you that, oh, you didn't come early. Some will tell you, encourage you. And based on all my rejections, I was using to expand the business idea.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, though the person might not help you, but the advice alone helps you. You know what, let me also think about it this way. And okay, consider this part of the target market.
Yeah.
Introduce this one to it. So I was even enjoying the rejections. I had to motivate myself and turn my failures into an advantage by learning some of the things that they were telling me. So for 2020, when I was pitching to investors, when I went initially, I had a small amount of money in my mind, but they were telling me that, you know what we see is bigger than what you're thinking right now. So they helped me to expand the idea of the business. So as I then, our discussion was 500,000 Ghana cedi. You know, we wanted to start
a game changer.
Yeah, it was a game changer. That was my first time that I had pitched to investors. They had liked it, and they were like, you know what, we are interested. Then the week before we talk about equity, COVID happened, lockdown happened, and the meeting didn't come on. So the extension of the lockdown and all the issues that came out with it, then you know they are investors.
Wow.
Yeah, they told me that, you know what, we can continue with this investment. Yeah.
But this really hits me hard, you know, because I've heard this quote that is really inspiring. I'm sure you heard it too. That when you are doing something, it's either you win or you learn. There are no losses, and your story is just like
unfortunately, people don't understand it that way, and that's why sometimes we enter into anxiety and depression and all that. You know, we just give up. You know, but if you can see advantages in these rejections and the failures, it will help you to go back, work on yourself again, and come back stronger. But it's something that is worrying with the young ones. You know, we don't understand a lot of things. I've come to understand that life is full of seasons. There are seasons where I'm going through my rejections, but there are also another season coming where now people will be chasing you with money. That, you know what, they have seen the progress, they have seen the work you're doing, and want to pump in money. It's also a season, so you need to motivate yourself in that season of difficulty for the next season coming. You know, that's it.
Awesome. So yes, I'm very interested in the 500 cedis.
So what happened was that when I had put all my eggs in one basket, that was the mistake I did, because I knew that the way I had built the business in 2019 and the lessons I've learned from investors, they were going to love it. So COVID out from nowhere really was a big blow to me. I didn't think about that.
Nobody thought, right?
So now I had no money to pump in the business again after the lockdown. I had nothing. And your family says go get a job. You say that no, your business will work. So then whatever you do for your business to work is up to you. And I didn't understand them, because you're not growing any younger. So you know, they're also worried about you. And I'm like, you know what? I was a bit stubborn. I'm like, no, this business will work. So the rest of 2020, I couldn't revive the business. Then 2021, still, I was trying to do other little businesses to raise money. It was so difficult for me. Until 2022. So 2022, one time I was there, and a friend of mine, someone said something painful to me, that you have been doing business plans, doing everything, we don't see any result. And it did hurt me. So I think I was in my room, I was crying though, and a friend of mine, a very old friend of mine, who is an elderly person, sent me a text. The last time we spoke was like 5 years ago. We're like, Kelvin, it's been a while, how are you? I'm like, I'm fine, sir. So what have you been up to? So I explained everything, and he told me, you know what, I have a mini food truck at home. Come over, let me show it to you, and let me see how best I can help you start the business again. So I went, we discussed. So I did a plan that, you know, this is the little I would need. But he gave me half of the money with it. I remember I have a business consultant friend who was telling that, Kelvin, this thing will bring pressure on you. The money is too small. I'm like, no. I was so desperate. And that's one thing too that we need to learn. We have come to understand as entrepreneurs that, listen, no matter how desperate you are, be very careful the money that you accept. No matter how desperate. Yes, you want to prove something. Yes, you want to solve a problem. But if you know that the project, the projection that you have done, if it is 10,000, don't think you can start with 5,000. Maybe that project, that 10,000 is the start small. That 5,000 might not even get you anywhere. But because listen, nobody gives money to you for free. They are also expecting result from the money they give you. So you need to be very clear with yourself and with the person. This 5,000 you have given me will not get us to maybe the whole phase 1 of the project. So be sincere with the person and yourself. If not, you might lose the person, you might waste the money and lose the person's trust. That's what I had to learn the hard way.
So what will you propose? So if maybe you want to start with 10,000 cedis and then you get only like 5,000 or 6,000, should you throw it away? Should you like maybe tell the person to hold on until, or how do you approach that?
No, I've come to understand. No, there's always a saying that you don't need money to start a business. I've come to now understand that yes, you don't need money to start the business. Why? You first of all look around you. What do you have? What resources do you have? Okay, my colleague probably have the frying pan. Maybe a friend of mine in the hostel owns maybe 2 cylinders. All these things. So if you can get hold of these and borrow from your friends, like the materials for the project, if you can borrow from your friends, it can reduce your startup cost. I get it. Rather than trying to get everything set for the business. That is one. So you look out for that first.
That makes sense.
If you look out for all these, or you have all this, and you still need that 10,000, genuinely seek for more help. Seek for help. Talk to others. One thing about we, the Ghanaian entrepreneurs, a lot of us don't want to share equity. You know, the beauty of being the CEO, knowing that you are the only one with the business. No. If you really want to build something global, something that can go beyond Ghana, then stop thinking about doing it all by yourself. Get partners. Find a friend who has 2,000. Find a friend who has 1,000 Ghana. Collaborate with them. Prove to them that you know what, this will work. Now, there are some friends who understand investment, and there are some who don't understand investment, but they only have money. Such people, avoid them. Because people can invest and they expect results in 2 weeks. Or they might even come back for their money like in 2 weeks, something came up. Yeah. So understand.
So you just bring undue pressure on yourself.
Exactly. So you also need to look out for all these people. So seek for help. You know what? I'll give you 5% equity. Even if you have not, though you have not registered the business, or you are already sharing equity. You know, do that to gather that money that you think that this particular money is okay to start the business. At least for the first 4 or 5 months, there will not be pressure on you.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
exactly. Then you do it. But so this is what happened to me when I took the half of the money. I remember my business consultant told me, "Listen, you're going to put pressure on yourself." I'm like, no, I need the money. So yeah. I thought Sprinters. Now another thing, I thought that Sprinters. So I spoke to both food, like the online food platform. But you know what, Sprinters. What are the issues with Sprinters in terms of food and all that? So I saw the need for me to start a branch in Sprinters. So I moved the track there, thinking that was the best place for the business. Bought fuel for the track, moved there. I had a small car, so I cook here. I transport it into my small car, take it to Sprinters for the big truck. It's not easy.
Wow.
The first day that I started work, the truck decided not to, the engine decided not to respond. And I had food meals packed. I started with jollof rice and wachi. I had meals packed in the car, but the truck refused to work. The time the truck started working was around 2 p.m. Someone was going to start a food business. 2 p.m. they was going to buy food. Okay. Now I moved to the location because I didn't want to drive the truck from East Legon to Sprinters because fuel and also maintenance. So I wanted to keep that thing very well. Now, the moment I got there, now I wasn't feeling comfortable. I started experiencing high temperature.
Did you ever feel that maybe like the devil was against you or a thief?
I went from all this. I also realized that I'm the only person working, doing all the preparation and everything. So probably I overworked myself. But as I said, the passion, your dream will not let you rest or give that attention to your health, your body, you know. So I had to go and park the car. At that 2 p.m. that now I'm late. I went to park the car again at one point and I slept in the truck. When I woke up, it was around 6 p.m. The food was still in the car. So first day, big loss. Nobody bought the food. Now these meals too are perishable. The following day, I don't even have the bigger fridges to keep these rice, but you have cooked it yourself. You're going to keep it in the fridge, you're going to sell it again. You're selling healthy meals and you're selling day-old food. Like, this is not your vision, you know.
Absolutely.
So it's the same half capital that I started with. I didn't capture this anything like this going to happen.
Exactly.
What if they don't buy it? The ingredient I've wasted. What is the backup plan? I don't have any backup plan. So that was when now I realized that, you know what, the advisor my business consultant gave was true. So before I realized, could you believe that spending a month in that Sprinters branch with the truck, could you even make 20 sales?
Wow.
But before everything, all the capital I had lost, everything was gone.
Wow.
Back to square one.
Michael, hey, Mike Tyson, he said that, you know, everybody has a plan until they are punched in the face.
I lost everything. Everything was gone. Everything. The capital. And
how did that feel like? What was going through your mind when that happened?
I was seeing my family, but I felt that my enemies would be like, we told you. We told you, go and get a job. We told you.
So did you feel like maybe you should get a job?
It came.
Okay.
I had that feeling.
So when
I was even writing my CV, I was still sending CVs and things like that.
Oh wow.
But there's this stubborn part of me who doesn't give up, you know. But I kept to learn something that, you know what, if you are praying for a miracle for something, that God bless my business, bless this vision, and after praying, you go back and go and send a CV, your faith will bounce back. Because you are trying to tell God that you have an alternative. So I learned that no,
You have to
it's
trust
a do or die. God, this is what I want to do.
I see.
And I don't care how many years it's going to take you to answer me. I'll keep pushing it to you. You respond to me. I'll keep knocking, crying on you till you do something about this. So that was now the spirit that I was working with.
Okay.
So when I came back home, now I lost everything. My partner was disappointed that there's no result. The money. So I brought a truck back to East Legon to come and park at a safer place. Then this kitchen used to be a storeroom. 2019, I turned it to a kitchen.
Oh wow.
Yes. No, so now I have to come back to my first love where I started the business. But this is working from home. Customers will not see you. So how am I going to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I didn't have any money. The 500 cedis.
Exactly.
My
favorite.
When my late grandma passed away, after everything and family meetings and all that, that 500 cedis was given to me to go and keep it for them. They will later use it for something, like a contribution for something.
Wow.
So till date, they don't know that I'm still using that 500 cedis. So that's where the 500 cedis came from.
Wow.
So I had to go back to that investment account that had only 500 cedis. I don't even have a savings account for anything because as an entrepreneur, any little money goes to your investment. Like you just want to try it and see.
Wow.
So
Would you say you were born an entrepreneur? No, yes.
I was.
Okay.
I was.
So you think entrepreneurs are born, right? Or they are made? Because, I find that there are some people who are just not carved out for that pressure, that hassle. I don't know if it's something that can be learned. What do you think?
Yeah, there's something that can be. Success is predictable. That's what I've come to realize. Success is predictable.
Okay.
It's something that can be learned, but it's all about, independence is all about sacrifices. So you need to be ready. There are some people who are born with it.
Okay.
For me, I wouldn't say maybe I was born with it, but because I've gone through that hard part of life. I've served my family throughout life. Their business and all that. So I understood that drive, I saw it in them.
Okay.
So I learned it from them as well. Okay. But I also had my own part. I wanted to solve problems. That was where my interest was. So it was more like put it in whatever you're doing and keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So yes, with that 500
I went for that money. I went to buy small chicken, small rice and everything. Now, because now I had just a little, I was wise enough to use it.
Yes.
So I don't know where
that's actually a very big lesson we all have. Because personally too, I published a book. So I'm an author. I'm not sure you know that. Yeah. So I wrote my first book and then I published it and I printed 500 copies. And I realized that even the process of going to break even was a lot. You had to sell a lot of the books in order to even break even. Okay. And I was like, if I hadn't had any money at all, I wouldn't have even thought of printing.
Exactly.
I would have thought of maybe selling it online and thought of ways that I could cut costs. Exactly. And I'll even start making profits earlier. Yeah. So the access to the money I had was actually like a limitation. So it's incredible.
That is why when they say that you don't need money to start a business, it makes sense because money will dictate what you should do when you have it. When you have it.
Yeah.
And it will not let you prioritize the most important things.
And it doesn't even make you think creative. Because you know that, I have
out of scarcity.
Yeah.
We're able to build ideas.
Exactly.
What do we do? What do we do? But if we have abundance, we don't think about anything.
Yeah.
You think that let's move.
Yeah.
And that was what happened to me. So when I went for that 500, I knew that this thing I'm going to bring a trouble.
Yeah.
This money, the first money, you have wasted it. Even in 2019, the money I pumped into the business was around 13,000. I had finished it. I had destroyed that money. And this one, someone also decided to help you with small. That one too. Now you're going for money that they say call for it, 500. Now, I don't know where the inspiration came from, but I told myself, focus on one thing and do it best. So instead of me to prove a point that I can prepare jollof, fried rice, and wache, let me focus on one. Make a name out of it before I introduce another thing.
Yep.
So I started with the fried rice. Now, I called both, I called Global, that you know what? I've moved from Spintex. I'm working from home. So take the new map and set me up. So that's what they also did. They set here as a branch.
Okay.
So I had to close that online. Do you know that even at Spintex, I didn't even get any online order?
Wow.
So
Amazing.
for the last 5 to 6 months working from home, my partner wasn't happy. He felt that maybe here is convenient for me. And probably I'm giving excuses. But I knew what I had learned on the field.
Yep.
So I told him, I said, please give me time. I know what I'm trying to do. So he was like, okay, fine. So every week I send a report. Every item I buy, salt, whatever, I have an Excel for it. From
Wow.
the first day that I started business.
That's amazing.
I have Excel.
That's amazing.
Oil, salt, Maggi, whatever, gas. I have
Keep
Excel.
your records.
And so even how I wasted the capital, I still have Excel on it. You will see all the works.
Why? What inspired that? Not a lot of people do that.
I also learned that too from investors.
Okay.
Investors, see, they want to see structures
They want
in
to
the
see
business. Yeah,
see?
they want to see structures. Now, structures even goes as high as like your financials too as well. You don't necessarily have to learn the P&L or balance sheet or anything. But in your own little, even if it's a small book, everything you buy, write it inside.
Wow.
So
Fantastic.
from day one, I have everything on my Excel. So every week I send my partner a report. Every week I send though I'm not making profit for him and all that. So when I started, between 5 months, let's come to developing of the fried rice, the recipe itself. I developed this recipe based on customers' feedback. So when I started online, when this one goes, maybe the person will comment, I don't like this about it, I don't like this, then I'll come back, I have to change. Then I will go for another new set of ingredients. Now, sometimes my brother, Charlie, give me 100 and I could take you. Small, maybe someone will dash me money, maybe my auntie will dash me money or something. Sometimes, as older or mommy will be like, you know what, Charlie, take this to let's see this. Like, graduate.
Charlie.
Go and get a job. That 200 is that you're giving me some 20,000 Ghana.
Wow.
I'm so excited. I'm going to buy chicken with it. I can't work. So any money that I was getting, whether 50 or 20, it was still in the business because now you don't have anything. So the small money you have, you have to make good use of it. So that was how I started.
Wow.
And I was getting the orders from Bolt and Global. Gradually, it was coming.
Okay.
Within 5-6 months, I had gotten over 300 orders.
Oh wow.
From that platform.
I see. So within that period, how were you also sustaining yourself? Because 500 cedis is cannot sustain
Even
you.
as at now, I'm still using the 500 cedis to do business. There has not been any new capital injection. But as I'm talking to you, I've done almost 600 orders.
Wait.
Every single day I'm in the market. Every single day I'm buying oil. Every single day I'm buying
Okay,
oil.
so my understanding is that you are running a business still on the 500 cedis,
Yes.
but you are making you're gathering profits aside from that.
The profit is still going back to the business.
So how are you sustaining yourself?
For me, the best you can do is that I need soup. I need toothbrush. I'll take some of my profits and buy with it. But as at me myself, I've also learned to be content with what I have. That's the training I got. So
Wow.
it's been years I bought a new shirt. It's been years.
Serious?
It's been this shirt was bought one of my exes bought this shirt for me last 3 years. And yeah, it's been a while. I even went out on a date or something. This is my baby now. The business. This is my baby now.
Oh, this is
So
I didn't have goosebumps.
Yeah.
Wow.
So even in the era where food ingredient prices were going up and all that, it was still affecting me. But the losses that I was making it.
So wow. Then what keeps you going? Because
I made a tweet yesterday that me personally, I don't even believe in myself. To be honest, I don't believe in myself. Whatever I'm doing is more like it's the faith that I have in God. That Holy Spirit is part of us. That faith is what is helping me. So for me to, I can't tell you that my food is nice until you eat it and give me feedback. That is when I'm like, oh wow. Then the moment I get that good feedback, I just move down here in the kitchen and I raise my hand. Thank you, Jesus.
Wow.
I always do that. If I send you food and you give me a reply that wow, I love your food. If I'm in a kitchen, I just kneel down there. Thank you, Jesus.
Wow.
I don't see anything that I'm doing as my strength. To be honest, I don't know. I just don't know how I go here though. But it's the prayers, the fasting, the reading the word, listening to sermons and all that. It's like I'm putting all my hope in God. So, and that is so. Whatever is happening now is the handwork of God. I just had to believe in Him and keep pushing.
Wow. Look, you are one gentleman who needs any support. I mean, if you're an investor out there, you are listening to us. Look, this guy is the real deal. You know. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
wow.
So that's what kept me going. I mean, it's me reading the word, believing that God will do it.
I see. Well, how did that faith part of you also develop over the years?
I'm coming from a family, a Christian family.
Okay.
And my grandma's popular quote was Obi White. That was her nickname in the market. She was a market woman. Obi
Interesting.
White. Yeah, I was born in Takoradi, so I'm a tiny guy. And Obi and I also grew up to also understand that and so nothing is too hard for God. So I've always believed that. And faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing the word of God.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry about that. So I had to, as I read the word, as I listened to the scriptures, sermons and prayer and fasting, there are times that I can fast for 36 hours straight dry without food or water and I'm cooking for customers.
Wow.
Yeah. I've done.
What are you made of?
last year, ending December, I did like 20 days fasting 6 to 6 whilst cooking for customers.
Wow.
I wasn't tasting the food, but I think one time I was short of something, so I went for chicken upstairs for my mom's place. But I think I didn't check because I was fasting, so I didn't taste. They had already spiced it, and I also added addition. That was the day a customer complained that my chicken was salty.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, this fasting. But as you move forward in life and in spiritual journey, now you begin to also understand some of the principles that you can do long fasting with water. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean I don't taste food or something. Mm-hmm. Like maybe that's your work. So yeah, it's like cooking with a husband. You're saying you're fasting, you're not tasting the food. That's a big trouble. So I started now adding water, but the sisters I was really dry and still working.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. There are times that dry, like 36 hours are dry. It's like I want to see results.
Yeah. And it's gonna come.
Yeah. So that is the kind of passion that we're working with.
Yeah.
And God been so good. This year, so what happened was that now the same 500, I go back to the market every single day. As at now, okay, I can't even go online. This year I've not had any, like even 20 orders from Bolt and Global. This is the same Bolt and Global platform that helped me last year.
Okay.
Why? Because now, when I made a tweet and the tweet went viral, I was getting offline orders.
Okay.
So if I add the online orders to it, I wouldn't have the stock to meet it. So I had to shut down online to date.
Wow. I see.
Yeah, because the online payment, they pay you Sunday evening, the total sales.
Okay.
And I also need the money to restock
exactly.
every day.
Exactly.
So if the offline, the person is sending me money, and I can quickly, after this order, I can quickly go and get new things and come and I have to wait for the next order, then I will have to shut down one.
Yeah.
So even as of now, if the online was working and the offline, I would have been very busy by now, because sometimes even the offline, it gets overwhelming. Like,
I see.
yeah.
Wow. So what would you say for somebody who is doing everything yourself? You know, I'm sure a lot of people also are starting up and they find that to be very challenging because you have to be your own cleaner, your own serve, your own accountant.
And 1 a.m. today, I was still washing and cleaning the kitchen.
Wow, your own social media manager.
Exactly.
How do you fit all that in 24 hours? What's the trick?
Well, you have to be. It's still the sacrifices, as I said. And there are some things that I can't afford a graphic designer right now because these days sometimes I design one thing for me, they will tell you 100 cedis. I mean, that 100 cedis can buy me chicken, like drumstick, like 6-8 pieces for my clients.
Yeah.
I can, so I do my calculation. So now some of the things you have to learn on YouTube, on Google, and all that, And the thing is that even when you are working, you still feel pain, but you need to keep pushing.
Wow.
It is your vision, your idea. Until you're able to find helpers, you can't stop. You can't complain.
Wow.
You have to. So as I'm talking to you now, sometimes I'll be doing something here. I'll also be attending to other pressing issues and all that. Maybe family around or do this for me. And you can't say that, they're also giving the opportunity to use the kitchen. So if you're around and you can help with some errands or something, you need to also do. So you have to combine all that.
Wow. How many hours do you sleep a day?
Me, I don't really sleep. Sometimes 2, 3, 4 hours.
Are you serious? In 24 hours?
Yeah. And the funny thing, there are days that I'm so tired, I'm going to sleep at 1 a.m. and something wake me up at 3:30 a.m. to pray.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You keep going.
And so mostly I'm always on Twitter because it's Twitter that is more like my friend. Like I don't get people coming around me to hang out, or I don't even go. So it's like Twitter is more like my friend where I can share my ideas, laugh, interact with people just to calm down.
Wow.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, let me ask you one very important question. This is one of this our signature question we ask everybody. Yeah. What the biggest lesson life has taught you the hard way?
Don't trust anyone. Put all your hope in God. That's all. Don't trust anyone. Don't trust.
Can you share with us maybe a bit of what happened?
Yeah, I mean, there are times where people have promised to help me.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, even in relationships, I've had, do you know that I've had so many relationships because I applied the same note to give up on business, on my vision, also in love. So the fact that it didn't work doesn't mean that I'll be better about it.
Yeah.
So by the time I realized I've had so many past relationships, I'm like, how did I even get here?
I see.
Yeah, but
Okay.
even with that too, sometimes you promise the lady that I'll be with you, but at a point when you realize that the person does not fall into your dream or something, you are not ready to. You just walk away because you are on a journey to something, But now I've come to understand that if you promise me something, I should rather be praying to God that God should continue to touch your heart. But if I'm to sit there and say that this person saying help me, so I'm sitting there waiting.
Wow.
So don't put your trust in anyone. Just put your hope in God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're also one gentleman who always talks about abstinence on social media, and you seem very vehement. I think that's the way about it. I just want to know why. What's the backstory? Why do you believe so much in that?
Yes, we are all Christians and there are some Muslims and all that, but I know that the Bible tells us that wait till marriage, and we are stubborn kids. Yes, we are stubborn. Yeah,
that's why I wanted us to talk about.
I always say that one of the biggest mistakes I did was not to remain a virgin.
Okay.
Why? Because sex, the pleasures and all that, it takes away the most important part of the relationship, where the things that we needed to focus more on. Now it's more like we are into each other's feelings. It's more like whether you put in your best or you walk away. But hurting people brings. I realized that when you hurt people, it brings a form of spiritually. It brings more like a curse to you. when you make people cry. And I've realized also that some of the people that I probably had these things with were so much into me in terms of love. So you hurting them and listen to them cry on phone, pleading and all that. It wasn't a good experience.
It's not worth it, huh?
So I was like, wasn't this thing so strong? That was when now, as you seek knowledge and you seek wisdom and understanding, you get to understand, okay, no wonder they put a caution on it, that these things can affect the relationship, not only you yourself, but also the other person. So if you say you love the person, understand that once you hurt the person, it's not everybody who is able to bounce back like you or myself. Some, it will take years. So I remember one ex told me that, after so many years, I was just saying hello to the person. She told me that you're the last person I would want to hear from in my life.
Wow.
That was how serious it was.
And what you say is actually true, because I know somebody. This is a true life story. I know somebody who got heartbroken by a man, a lady, and then she decided not to do men anymore. And she grew up to like 50 something, and she had never dated or got married. And then, at that point in her life, she sort of needed kids, because all her colleagues from childhood had their families and their kids were helping them out with a lot of things in life. And then she became depressed because she regretted making that decision to stay single just because of one man. So what you say is really...
to be honest with you, some of these things I talk about on Twitter, I get a lot of DMs from men.
Really?
I have so many brothers that I'm currently helping, like supporting them in terms of prayer. Bro, I'm on this Zoom, join and let's pray together. So anytime I share any sensitive part of me online, for me, one of my prayers was, God, use me as a vessel. God, use me as a vessel. So all my mistakes, I don't regret them because I'm bold enough to share, to encourage the younger person that, don't take this part. I took this part and this probably I would have been gone far if not for some of these things.
Wow.
So
interesting.
So
it's deeper than I thought.
I don't think bro, I'm trying to stop this addiction. Bro, I'm trying to stop this. Bro, this sex thing, Charlie, how do I stop? Bro, and I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about it. So when there's a need for us to pray, like, bro, okay, so I'll send the person a sermon. This one will help you. Listen to this sermon and all that. And I can tell you for a fact that I learned something. Satan, since we are Christians, Satan is a legalist. As in, if we read the word and the word says don't do A, B, C, if you go and do that A, B, C, Satan can use that against you. You get me? It's the same as Job. Job had a hedge around him. Yep. Job himself didn't even know that God had a hedge around him, and Satan could even attack. But Satan told God that, haven't you? It's because of the things that you have given Job. That's why Job loves you. Take the things and let's see if this guy will love you.
Absolutely.
You get me? Yeah. So sometimes we also have a role to play when it comes to God putting a hedge around us, or when it comes to our success. Because these things, the same maker that you're praying to bless you, says don't do this. So if you're doing that against, then I understand that Satan will use that to attack you. So you are bringing the trouble that attacks you yourself, And I've been on that journey, and to that extent that I've been in a relationship where the lady's background spiritually, they were not Christians. They are doing other things. And because I was a Christian and I was taking the lady to church, they started attacking me.
I see.
It became a serious issue that I had to walk away from the relationship.
Wow. Okay, so just to wrap up, what can a man do? So, like people who are addicted, in certain ways, what would you say, like maybe one or two?
There's one thing I always say. It's two things. One, Holy Spirit, help me. Let that be the national anthem. Holy Spirit, help me. Number two, Holy Spirit, take all of me and give me more of you.
Okay, thank you.
Guys, that was inspiring, was it not? It's the story of Kelvin Bassaw. I'll leave his social media handles in the description. You can link up to him if you want to. And wow, look, I don't have to say it. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell so that whenever I post a new video, you get notified, because it's going to be back to back to back content like this, inspirational content. And leave your comments in the comment section. Share this video, like it, let another person see it, because look, it's amazing. Well, I was really blown away. I don't know about you, but let me hear your thoughts and your feedback in the comment section. Catch you and stay blessed, all right? Bye bye.